Okay, so have you ever had that feeling, that insistent little nudge, like life is trying to point you towards something really important?
Yeah, like a recurring dream you just can't shake off, maybe. Or just this quiet sense inside that, there's supposed to be more to your story.
Exactly. And that feeling, that internal nudge, that's really our starting point for this deep dive. We're jumping right into the core ideas in Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Right. We've looked at a bunch of analyses and articles that treat this book less like just a story and more like like a roadmap for self-discovery.
And our goal here is pretty simple. Unpack the big wisdom nuggets from Santiago's journey, the stuff that reminds you that finding your dream is also somehow about finding yourself again.
We're basically following Santiago, the young shepherd, and seeing how his quest sort of lights up these universal truths about purpose, dealing with fear, and destiny.
Okay, great. So let's start where Santiago starts. He's comfortable, right? He's a shepherd in Spain. Life's predictable. He knows his flock.
Yeah, familiar, safe. But then this dream keeps coming back over and
The
over.
dream about treasure buried somewhere near the Egyptian pyramids.
And this is where the first kind of lesson hits. Because the journey doesn't really start with the dream itself, it starts with the choice he makes about the dream.
You could just ignore it.
Right.
Call it silly, maybe a bit foolish, and just go back to his sheep. The safe option.
Definitely the safe option. But he doesn't. He actually chooses to listen. And that's the critical first step, deciding to leave that comfort zone.
That moment, deciding your dream is worth risking what you know. That feels like it might be the hardest part of the whole thing.
It often is. And, right after he makes that choice, that commitment, a guide shows up almost immediately.
Ah, the mysterious old king, Melchizedek. He sort of sets the philosophical stage for everything that follows.
He really does. And he delivers that line, the one everyone quotes: when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
Such a powerful statement. But what does conspires really mean there? It sounds a bit passive.
Well, that's worth digging into. I think the analyses suggest it's not passive, but it implies this underlying alignment, maybe,
Yeah.
an active harmony in how things work that resonates with genuine desire.
So it reframes wanting something not as just your struggle, but as a kind of collaboration with everything.
Exactly, a collaborative process with existence itself. But, and this is crucial,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean the universe just hands it to you on a plate. If it conspires, why does Santiago have to go through so much hardship? Thieves, the desert, all of it. Shouldn't it be easier?
That's a fair question. What do the sources say?
They stress that the conspiracy is conditional. It kicks in after you take the initiative. It removes the unnecessary hurdles, maybe, and brings the right teachers, the right challenges. But you still have to do the walking. You still face the tests.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you have to start the engine before the universe helps steer. The first big lesson then is dreams are like invitations, right? Invitations from the universe, or the soul of the world, as Melchizedek calls it.
Yes, but you have to RSVP. You have to take that first, often scary step away from what's comfortable. Initiate the conspiracy.
And once he does that, his path leads him straight into the desert,
Hmm.
which isn't exactly comfortable.
Not at all. The desert is like the ultimate classroom of experience. It strips things down, no more comfort, just learning through hardship, figuring things out on your own.
It becomes a crucible. And this is where that whole idea of alchemy gets interesting, isn't it? He meets the Englishman first.
Right. And the Englishman is totally focused on literal alchemy, turning lead into actual gold. He's got all the books, the formulas.
He represents that external search, maybe, just chasing the physical prize.
I think so. But Santiago, through just living it, through observing the desert, the people, the silence, he starts to get this deeper sense of what alchemy really is.
It's not just about changing metals outside of you.
Exactly. It's fundamentally about transforming yourself, the inner work.
So the struggle to make gold, the purifying, the heating, breaking things down, that's a metaphor for your own self-improvement. The desert forces that on him.
Perfectly put. The desert is harsh. It burns away everything non-essential. It forces you to purify yourself in a way. The sources really emphasize this. The real transformation is internal.
The external goal, the treasure, it's almost the excuse for the journey.
It's the catalyst. You need that goal to push you through the obstacles that burn away your own limitations, your own lead, leaving behind the gold of wisdom, resilience. The Englishman missed that. He was stuck in the books, not the living.
And that internal growth, it gets tested by everything, even love, right? Then he meets Fatima.
Ah, Fatima, the desert woman. And she brings up that classic conflict. Do you settle for love and comfort now, or do you keep pushing towards your destiny, your personal legend?
Because love can feel like the destination, can't it? Like, okay, I found this, quest over.
Many people see it that way, but Fatima teaches him something quite profound and maybe difficult. She says true love doesn't hold you back from your path.
It encourages it.
It encourages it. It understands that following your legend is what makes you who you truly are. She loves the Santiago who is becoming, not just the one who arrived.
Mm. But practically, that's tough. I mean,
Hmm.
is there a danger that pursuing your personal legend looks selfish? What if it pulls you away from people you care about?
It's a real tension. But the idea in the book seems to be that if the love is true and your path is authentic, really your soul's purpose, then that love will support the journey, not hinder it. Fatima knows holding him back would diminish him.
So it's about support, not possession. That's a big shift. And then finally, the big guide arrives, the alchemist himself.
Right. And he doesn't really give relationship advice, does he? He goes deeper. He talks about intuition, the heart.
Yeah, he tells Santiago, listen to your heart. It knows all things because it came from the soul of the world. That's a big concept.
It is. It elevates the heart way beyond just the organ pumping blood.
So if the heart connects to this soul of the world, what is that? And how are you
Yeah.
supposed to listen to it with all the noise of, modern life?
The soul of the world. Think of it as the universal spirit, the energy connecting everything, people, nature, time itself. Your heart is like your personal antenna to that connection.
And listening means tuning out the fear,
Yeah.
the doubt, what everyone else expects.
Pretty much tuning into what truly excites you, what makes you curious. That quiet voice of enthusiasm, that's the heart speaking its wisdom, apparently.
Okay, but I have to ask, how do you know you're listening to your heart and not just being, well, reckless? If my heart says, quit your job, start a risky business, no plan, is that wisdom?
Haha, fair point. The book seems to suggest the heart guides you towards the necessary steps. Maybe not always the easiest, but the right ones for growth. True heart listening probably includes the wisdom for patience, for planning that first step. The universe conspires with focused intent, not necessarily recklessness.
Got it. So the alchemist's guidance really solidifies that second big lesson. The real treasure isn't the end point. It's hidden in the process of becoming who you are meant to be.
The transformation is the reward. The goal is just the vehicle driving that change.
Which brings us perfectly to the climax. And it's such a great twist. Santiago finally makes it. The pyramids. The goal of this epic journey.
So you have travel hardship.
He digs where the dream showed him. And finds nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's crushing. He's lost everything, risked everything for an empty patch of sand. Rock bottom.
But right then, in that moment of total despair,
Yeah.
the final piece clicks into place. It's almost comical.
A man nearby, seeing him dig, tells him about a dream he had. A dream about treasure.
Buried back in Spain, under a tree near the very church where Santiago had his first dream.
Unbelievable irony. After crossing a continent, facing death, learning alchemy, the physical gold was back where he started all along.
It almost makes you mad. Why the journey then? Why all that struggle just to end up back home?
And that is the absolute core of the message, isn't it?
Well,
You
you're
have
trying-
to synthesize this bit carefully. The gold was just bait. Yeah. The journey wasn't really about getting him physically to the pyramids. It was about giving him the wisdom, the character, the language to understand the treasure's true value and meaning when he finally found it back home.
So if he'd just found the gold straight away in Spain,
He'd have just been a rich shepherd. He wouldn't have understood omens or the soul of the world or listened to his heart. He wouldn't have become the person capable of appreciating or even handling that treasure properly.
he wouldn't have become an alchemist himself, metaphorically speaking.
Exactly. The external struggles gave him the internal sight. He needed the journey, the loss, the love, the transformation to be ready for the reward.
So Coelho's ultimate message is crystal clear then. It's not really about the gold. It's about discovering and living out your soul's purpose, your personal legend.
That unique calling, something only you can do, but that also connects you back to that bigger soul of the world. And the book stresses everyone has one.
But most people give up on it.
Yeah, because of fear or doubt or just the lure of settling for something easier, something comfortable.
Which brings it right back to us today. It makes you ask yourself, when you feel stuck, is it because the path is genuinely hard? Or are you just clinging to your metaphorical sheep, afraid to leave the known?
Or when doubt creeps in, whose voice are you listening to? The noisy crowd saying, play it safe. Or that quieter, persistent voice inside that still remembers the dream you had before you were told it was impractical.
So The Alchemist really holds up a mirror, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Reflecting our own potential and asking us about the compromises we might be making every day.
Definitely. We've touched on the big themes, dreams as invitations, transformation through hardship, listening to your heart. It all weaves together.
The universe conspires if you do the inner work to become ready, and that inner work is the point anyway.
That's the essence of it. The process is the treasure.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe it's a good moment for you listening to just pause and reflect. Are you still tuned in to those early dreams, those core desires?
Or have you, maybe, without realizing it, stopped believing the universe might still be whispering your name? Or even conspiring, waiting for you to take that first step?
If that gives you pause,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's time to consider that step, however small, away from the familiar.
Because maybe the real treasure isn't waiting somewhere out there at the end of the line. Maybe it's about who you have to become to even make the journey.